All right, guys, today we're going to try menu 17, the pork sausage patty, maple flavored, and it's another one of those Sapaco incorporated out of South Carolina. So we have the peel open top. That peels pretty nicely. Our contents are inside. Everything is in one package.
And this is a modern MRE.
This is a modern one within the last couple years. We'll find out here in a minute. It all tears open very easily. Looks like it says 9/161, so it'd be 2019, the 161st day of 2019, so somewhere in June. We have our crackers. Our pork sausage patty has 240 calories in it. Pork, sugar, water, salt, maple flavor, etc. Oh boy, what do we have here? Oh, peanut butter again. Hooray for our crackers. I like that. Dry roasted peanuts. Cool. Syrup for the maple patty, I'm guessing. We have electrolyte carbohydrate beverage powder, grape flavor. That'll be fun. Oops, our heater bag, accessory pack, we'll open that shortly. Here's our maple muffin top. Wow, that is maple muffin top TFF. Not quite sure what that means. And this must be our sausage patty maple flavoring. So we've got enough maple here, that's for sure. And then our handy dandy spoon. Well, let's get this thing started. You might notice I have a shirt on. It's from when I was in Lebanon in 1983. I was actually with the 22nd MAU. MAU means Marine Amphibious Unit. Anyway, I thought I'd put this on because I got another story from Beirut today. All right, guys, what we're going to do, let's get this sausage patty in the heater first and get that cooking. We got about 10 to 12 minutes, it says. It gets up to about 100 degrees. I read a little bit about it. And so we'll get all that ready to go and try some sausage patty, maple type. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on it this time so I don't overfill it. That's about there, isn't it? Almost. There we go. There we go. That should work. It's there. Okay. Let's take a look at, well, that's heating up there. Take a look at our accessory pack. Moist towelette. Salt. Bill's Brew coffee. Got our creamer. Our heater's heating up. I can hear it hissing.
Yeah, I just heard the hiss on it.
We've got sugar. Toilet paper, which, by the way, since this is a new tissue toilet paper, we'll go ahead and count these this time too. And gum. I won't forget the gum this time either. Last time I forgot the gum. We've got our matches. Test them out here real quick. Yep, just fine.
Cool.
First things first, let's count our toilet paper. In the old MREs, there are a couple of dozen, so let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have 20 on this one. Let's take a look at our dry roasted peanuts. This is interesting. I've never seen dry roasted peanuts in an MRE, so this would be... I like peanuts. I like dry roasted peanuts. So that's good.
Give you peanut butter and dry roasted peanuts.
Yeah, that's kind of a double whammy there. There you go.
Huh. Nice.
See what they feel crunchy.
Are they salty enough?
You know me, I like them salty.
Yeah.
You want to try a few?
Sure. Yeah, they're not salty.
Yeah. Should be saltier.
They should be salty. They're taking the salt out of all of our food.
Yeah, not cool. 157 calories.
When you're in the military, you especially need salt when you're sweating and stuff.
Yep, I've got some salt here though. We might add that to it. Okay, let's take a look at our Maple Muffin Top TFF.
TFF.
On this one here, it says 280 calories. All right, let's take a look. Looks like a mushroom. Cap of a mushroom.
It does.
Ooh, that smells good.
Nice.
Man, this has a lot of maple, a lot of nuts, and a lot of maple in this one. All right, let's try a little taste of that real quick. You can smell the maple. It's actually pretty good. It's moist. It's real moist to the touch. It's moist inside, but there's like a little bit of a moist coating over it. So that plays real well into the cake. That's good. I like that one. Got a great drink. We'll drink that here. In fact, let me get that started too. Let me let that soak. There, we're gonna take out my old, you know, I never did wash that out. It's kind of like being in the Marine Corps. You always think you're gonna do stuff. Oh boy, yeah, that's...
Is it pretty bad?
Well, it's not too shabby. Nothing a little water won't cure. There we go. The grape powder. That's
like,
cool.
Smells like Kool-Aid even.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Made a lot of Kool-Aid when I was little.
I have to say, I don't remember anything like this when I was in active duty. Let's take a look. We'll get our spoon out, give it a good mix. The sun's coming out nice today.
Like Powerade or something.
Ooh, yeah, I could. I mean, that's good, but I don't think I need to have it quite that strong. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, there we go. Let's get the rest of that stirred up real well.
It looks like blue Powerade to me.
Oh, it's better than Powerade.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of sugar in it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad at all. Yeah, that's good stuff there. Yes, indeed.
Is it like
That's
berry
nice.
or what?
It's like a sweet grape. I mean, it's really
is
powerful.
oh, grape. Yeah,
it's
that's
grape
right.
Flavored. It's powerful. I mean, it's like. Now, I didn't probably put as much water as you're supposed to, but when I make frozen grape juice, I don't put as much water as you're supposed to either. So I like it a little stronger. So that's good stuff.
Cool.
That's the nice thing about the powder. You can add as much water as you want. You can make it you can make it more like Powerade if you want to. So let's open our crackers. Kind of interested to see what kind of crackers these are going to be. Ooh, there we go. They've got them wrapped up really well. There's like an extra layer of plastic inside of the. I'll show you here. See, it's not just the foil like it used to be. Now there's a layer of plastic as well. So that must keep them fresher or something a little longer. So that's kind of interesting there. 170 calories here. Got our peanut butter. Got to knead that up really well because it's now. You really have to do it the older they get because the components really separate out. The oil separates from the solids, and then the solids start separating out from each other. So you want to make sure you're kneading it up real well. Let's take a look at our pork patty now.
I don't hear the heater going anywhere.
Right, that's what I was thinking. All right. We'll open this up. I'll let you take a look at it, what it looks like inside before I dump it out here. Ooh, it kind of smells funny. Ooh, look at that.
Huh.
I think that's got some food color added to it. I've never seen a red pork patty like that, huh?
That's interesting.
Let's take a look here. Pour the juice out over it. See here. Smells strangely like pork and maple syrup.
Interesting. I've never seen the protein come like that.
Now, when I was in, these weren't moist. You had to add water to them and leave them set for a while. And we didn't have heaters, you know, like like they do now, these kinds of heaters. We had like heat tablets or something. And, you know, I can't remember. I remember we had sterno sometimes, kind of probably depending on how long we were out. But anyway, well, let's give this thing a try here. You know, before I do that, though, I wanted to mention another story from Beirut, of course. We got to Beirut, we've been there for a bit. You're not supposed to gamble in the military. Well, that is rarely adhered to, right? So we got a card game going one evening. But what happened earlier that day is we were told that we had to build a listening post. I was in intelligence, and long story short, we needed to build a listening post on top of the Beirut Hilton, which was a 3-story structure with the roof on top. So there were 3 sets of steps, real grand big steps from the time it had been the Beirut Hilton. It wasn't any longer. It was used by the Marines as a barracks. But you would go up the steps, and then to get to the roof, which is where we had to put our LP, we had to climb a metal ladder that had been lowered since the days it had been a hotel. And just a metal rung, you know, kind of it was real stable, but it was real narrow, so it wasn't real comfortable to go up and down on. But we had to build a sandbag post up there, bring sandbags up and everything. So we spent that day filling sandbags, and if you've never done that, that's quite a chore in and of itself. And then the idea was we were going to have to heft those things up, and each sandbag weighed about 35 pounds or so, depending on how much sand you put in it. And we're going to have to lug those things and go up all the steps, because the elevator didn't work, go up all the steps and then climb the ladder, and then unfortunately the ladder went up on this side of the building, and our LP was going to be on the opposite end of the building on the roof. So, but we had to do that. That was the deal. Well, in filling the sandbags in the morning and early afternoon, an officer came by, and he and I got to visiting, and anyway, it turns out he was part of the helicopter squadron, and I think he was one of the guys in charge, or he got a guy that was in charge, and they were looking for exercises they could do to get flight time. And so I suggested, what if we were to put these sandbags on pallets, and could we palletize them and you guys could lift them up? And he said, oh, that's a great idea. So we're going to save ourselves a ton of work. So we got done super early because we palletized all our sandbags. We weren't going to have to take them up to the top. The Marine Corps pilots were going to get their time in for practice runs or flight training, whatever they called it. And we got it done early, so we decided, let's play some cards. So we ate chow, started up a card game, and a fellow by the name of Dave, that was a buddy of mine, he and I had hot hands. I mean, we were doing quite well. In fact, with one guy, I still remember his name. He'll remain nameless for now. But anyway, he was, between Dave and myself, he was about $1,500 in debt. We just took IOUs because he was a sergeant, and he made better money than we did. And we knew he'd be good for it, right? And he had a couple months, 3 months before we were going to go back home, so had plenty of time to make it good. Well, he left after he was down about $1,500. Unknown to us, he went and talked to the gunnery sergeant in charge. The gunny came in, broke up the card game, made us give back the IOUs, and it was like one of the only times I was really way ahead in a card game. And and then he had to come up with some kind of punishment because it was illegal for us to do what we were doing. And so he heard about us having the sandbags palletized. So all of us guys that were involved in the card game I had to go talk to the Marine Corps pilot and tell him the deal's off. We got to walk these things up by hand. So we had to walk those dadgum sandbags up, one or two at a time. Toward the end of the day, it was one at a time, all the way up through the building, because we like, if this is the building, we stacked them all here because they were going to go right up top. So we had to pick them up, walk all the way to the other end of the building, up the steps, 3 flights of stairs, up a ladder, and then walk them back and set them up. And there were several hundred sandbags, probably over 1,000. Anyway, nobody was happy with that guy, needless to say. We got a lot of exercise the next day, and that is one of the stories in Beirut that I remember, that I don't remember with much pleasure when I remember that story. So, but
did you guys do anything to that guy afterwards?
We didn't. He was a sergeant. We were pretty much all lance corporals or corporals, and yeah, and there were too few guys in our unit over there. You couldn't. Nah, that wasn't in the cards, pun intended.
If he had been your equal rank, you guys would have given him
We might have had something to say with him. The problem was it was so obvious what had happened, so if we'd taken any kind of action, to straighten that out, you know, they would know right away who to come to. And I'll tell you a story, another story of the time when I was down at the brig on ship, and I know if you've ever been if you've ever been in or around the brig of a ship, you don't want to go back. And but that's a story for another day. So anyway, let's get started here. All right, so we've tried our peanuts. They were good. We got the that bread, that kind of a biscuit bread. That was really good. Let's see what see how we can open up our peanut butter here. If it's like the last time, it's just flat out good peanut butter. That's all there is to it. There you go.
It's not chunky peanut butter.
No,
then.
oh no, but boy, I can smell that peanut. That's good. I think it's very interesting that they have dry roasted peanuts and peanut butter.
Yeah.
It seems like you'd put cheese or jam or something like that.
Kind of a lot of redundant stuff here.
Yeah, doesn't seem too well thought out. Of course, you can trade. That was a nice thing. You know, you were hardly ever by yourself. In fact, I never recall being by myself out there, so you could always trade stuff. Good juice. Let's try the old patty here. Don't have a fork or a knife, but don't really need it.
They just gave you a spoon?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of lame.
Well,
these new MREs are lame to me. Like, they seem to be more well thought out, the old ones that when you were in.
Yeah, well,
from the 80s and stuff.
I don't ever recall having fork, knife, and spoon. It seems like it was always a spoon, but maybe we did. So I can smell the pork, a little bit of maple, but not much. It might be my imagination. It has the consistency, the best thing I can say is, of dried Spam. It's just a little dried out, and the taste is a lot like Spam. I like it, I really do. But let's do this. We're going to put some of this table syrup on it. I'm thinking maybe that's the idea, is we're supposed to
That's
put
why it's a little dry.
Yeah, maybe that's it. So let's, boy. Tear here, it says. Okay, I'll try from here. There we go. Put a little syrup over that thing.
This is like a breakfast MRE.
Yeah,
Nice
kind of.
little...
It reminds me of that. And we'll get us a cracker. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. In fact, yeah, I'd definitely like getting that out in the field. It's interesting to me though, because there's, of course, with the syrup, that's sweet. That's quite sweet. The drink is sweet. You know, your peanut butter and your nuts are, like you say, redundant, but you know, it's good. I enjoy it. I need to have some of the coffee yet, so let me grab a cup and get some coffee. Okay, we got our Bill's Brew coffee out of Texas. Get that put in here, our cup. There we go. I think I got the water a little warmer this time. So hopefully it'll dissolve a little faster. I like my coffee black, so I think I'm just going to stick with it that way.
And you have so much sweet stuff, it's nice to have something to counter.
Really,
you know?
really. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's good. That's good coffee. I tell you, for freeze-dried coffee, that Bill's Brew is spot on. Got to try the gum. I like to share that with Asa if I can get it open. Got to be smarter than the.
They package everything real well in the early ones.
All right. You get the one I didn't crush.
Oh wow.
Man, that's good gum.
That's
gum
really
is always the thing.
I don't know why their gum is so good. Like they make sure put really good gum in MREs.
It is really good. Well, guys, everything was tasty. I'd eat it again. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. We'll see you in the next one.